We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. When your sink is in trouble, you could call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
Thank you, Super Mario Bros. It seems like the only thing you haven't drained is my bank account. For super service, call or text Super Mario Bros. Plumbing today at 929-55-MARIO. Or reach us on the World Wide Web at smbplumbing.com.
Wahoo! What is up, all moviegoers? TCT back again. And yes, I am back with another movie review. Today I went to see the Super Mario Brothers movie, the long-anticipated Super Mario Brothers movie. And before I get into this review, I do want to let you know I did see the movie from the 90s. No, I did not like it. I thought, it wasn't a Mario Brothers movie. It was just a yucky movie. Like, you know, let me just point out there. I mean, there's definitely some cult moments in that movie. It was too goopy and too goofy, too sci-fi. Yeah, I didn't really like it. Okay, I owned it for a long time. Never really watched it. The video games, I love them. From Super Mario to Super Mario Brothers to Donkey Kong to Super Mario World to Super Smash Brothers to Mario Karts, Donkey Kong Country, and I'm mentioning Donkey Kong, by the way, because everybody knows Donkey Kong. So yeah, I am very familiar with the Mario world. So if you guys want to get upset about, hey, you didn't like the movie from the 90s, sorry, I didn't like the movie from the 90s, and I think that's most Mario fans. I did watch the cartoon when I was younger, and I did like that. Guys, if you want to see the cartoon, I believe it's available on Paramount Plus. If you go ahead and look it up, the cartoon Super Mario Brothers is available on Paramount Plus. Now, let's get into the movie review. The Super Mario Brothers. Guys, if you want to go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button, you can come back and watch this video if you don't want to be spoiled. I try not to get into any spoilers because I would definitely prefer you guys to go and see it yourself. But I might let something slip. So in advance, I apologize. So you can either watch the movie and come back later, or you can watch the review and just risk it. It's going to be short and sweet. I'm going to try not to take too much of your time. So what did I think of Super Mario Brothers, the movie? First of all, let me just say to the animators, very well done. I believe it was Lucasfilm that did the animation. I believe it was. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look that up. But very well done with the animation. I did see the 3D version, by the way. I saw it in 3D. Do you need to go see it in 3D? If you were to go see it in 3D, you should definitely go see it in IMAX 3D. Because the 3D on the regular movie screen, it didn't really do much, except for like atmospherics. Nothing really came out at you or anything. Like, it wasn't needed. Let's just put it that way. But I always choose the 3D version because you never know, man. You never know when something's great in 3D, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, this movie didn't need to be in 3D. You don't need to see it in 3D if you don't want to. If you're like really going for the 3D, it's not a 3D-ish movie. If you're looking for that type of atmospheric, unless you go to the IMAX screen. So first of all, let me just say, everybody's going to ask me what I think of Chris Pratt's Mario. He did fine. He did fine. You do get the Italian voice in the commercial that they do at the beginning. I won't go any further than that. The original voice actor did the commercial at the very beginning of the movie. There's a commercial with the original voice actor, so you do get to hear that Mario voice. I'm going to let you know that. Chris Pratt did fine. All the voice actors did fine. Everybody that was in it did fine. You know. And I don't have any complaints about that. I don't have any complaints about the animation. I love the world. But I'm going to tell you my favorite thing about this movie was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was incredible. If you're a fan of the Mario games, I think if you're a fan of the Mario games, you're really going to like this movie. If you're not really a fan of the Super Mario games, I don't know, because the story is it's kind of simple. Then again, I mean, it's made for kids and families, but to me it's too simple. too simple and kind of all over the place. But I never got bored throughout that entire movie. I had a good time watching it. There was a lot of references from the games. Like they're at the beginning of the movie, the first 10 minutes is one of my favorite parts of the movie. The first 10 minutes. Actually, I would say the first 15. Well, maybe first 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. You see the Mario Brothers for the first time. You see Bowser, voiced by Jack Black. Great job, by the way, Jack Black. I love you, man. I love you. I think that song that you did, guys, if you go see the movie, you'll know the peaches, 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 peaches. Oh, my God. Please look that song up if you don't know what I'm talking about. That is going to be a hit. That, to me, man, I need to listen to that again. That was so funny. That was so fun. Jack Black, you did great on that, man, that song. But the first 10 minutes, you see them running somewhere, and it's like they're going through a level of the game. You hear the bring, bring, you hear all that. You hear the wahoo! You hear all that, man. You're like, let's go! You everything. You hear all the sound effects from the game. You hear all the noise. And I really appreciated that as a video game player, as a game of the a fan of the Nintendo game. Fan of the Nintendo game. I really appreciated that they put the sound effects from the game in the movie. I really enjoyed that. Second of all, I think that it was pretty genius to make it kind of like a universal thing. Like different universes of Nintendo-ish games. You see a few of them in there, but not too many. I think that was pretty genius in order to do a movie like this. The one thing that I didn't like about the movie, and let me just put it this way, I think it was too short. Because there's a scene in the movie where he meets Toad for the first time. And, hi, I'm Toad. We're going to be best friends. Okay. And I'm like, okay, you just met and you're gonna be best friends. I don't know, man. And then, okay, so then we'll get to a scene when he meets Princess Peach for the first time. And these are my only dislikes of the movie. Everything else was fine. He gets to Princess Peach for the first time. He goes, Princess Peach, I need your help. He's got my brother. Okay, let's see what you're made of. Like, very almost immediate, right? And I'm like, no character development there? No hesitation. You're just going to trust this plumber guy because he's human, just like you. You're going to trust this guy who broke into your house, got tackled by your security. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I get why they did it, because it's a kids movie. It's a family movie. It's a movie for the fans of the game. They did it to get from point A to point B very fast because they wanted that final hour to be just... And it was. It very much was. And let me just say to the soundtrack people, when they get to Mushroom City, when they get to the world that they end up in, the soundtrack crew, you guys deserve a lot of praise for this movie. This movie wouldn't have been nearly as fun as it was without that soundtrack. The music from the game, from every time you do something in the game, you hear the music, man, like the dun 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 dun, and if you're powered up, you hear dun 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 dun. You hear it as they're doing these jumps and all that stuff, and oh my God, man! Like when they get the power ups, there's certain themes that they play from the game when they get the same power up. The dun 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 dun. You know what that is. I'm not going to say any more about where it's at in the movie or if it's there. I mean, that stuff is there, okay? If you're a fan of the game, that stuff is there for you to enjoy, and I appreciate that. I really do. One of my favorite scenes is when we get to Kong City, to the Kong Army, And yes, I said Kong. I'm talking about Donkey Kong. I'm talking about Cranky Kong, Diddy Kong, all those Kongs. They're there. And when we get to the city, we ended up with a Super Smash Brothers scene. So, and it's pretty fun to watch, too. I really appreciated that because I do play Smash Brothers. Not a whole lot, but I play Smash Brothers, and I really enjoy Smash Brothers. And yes, just like in Smash Brothers, Mario gets his behind whooped because he's not very powerful without power-ups. And I seen a review before I went to see the movie where somebody says Mario is a weakling. He can only do anything with power-ups. And I'm sitting there like, you clearly did not play the games, did you? Mario is that big. And then he takes a power up and he goes, he grows, right? And he gets strong and he can jump and all that stuff. Then he's got the power ups where he can fly. He's got the power ups where he can shoot fire and ice and all kinds of stuff, right? Because he has to. He has to power up in order to win. The complaint was from this person that I saw online. Mario, this movie's so bad. Mario needs power-ups to do anything. I'm like, yeah, that's Super Mario. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to have power-ups to win. And he uses power-ups against Donkey Kong in a fight. Like it's kind of a Smash Brothers arena, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. And then later on down the line, we get to like a Mario Kart situation on Rainbow Road where Bowser sends his army after them, and they have a massive like death race, which is it was pretty fun to watch that. That was pretty cool. Okay, the death race. Man, I would say the last hour is to me the best part of the movie. The last hour, because it just goes for it. It goes for it. It knows what it wants by that point. And Jack Black is awesome as Bowser in those scenes. To me, the one complaint I have is I didn't get enough of him. And that's what I want. I want more Bowser in the next movie. I really would. I would like more Bowser. Folks, they did not do a good job of promoting this and telling you that there's 2 post-credit scenes. There's one after the mid credits, after the first credits go. There's a post-credit scene. Then there's one at the very end of the credits. After all the credits are done. I was the only one left in that theater because I knew that there was a second scene and I wanted to see what it was. I was the only one left in that theater because they did... Guys, you're not Marvel. Let me just say to Nintendo and to the producers and the people that did this movie, you're not Marvel, okay? These kids are not going to stay for a scene at the end of movie credits. Well, unless you tell them before the movie starts. Now, I've went to movies where it said, please stay for the end credit scenes. They will put that before the movie starts. You need to do that. You need to do that. Because there is a big moment in that second one. That second one sets up a sequel. If they go with a sequel. And they steal from another movie to do that. You notice how I'm doing this, right? What could I be holding in my hand? You know what I'm saying? So, I'll let you figure it out what it is. I'll let you go see it and let you go watch it. I don't want to tell you what the post-credit scene is, but there's one in mid-credits and there's one at the very end. There's 2. There's 2 of them. Dos. So, yeah, Mamma Mia, there's dos. And that was not a very smart move to put those in there into a kid's movie. Not a single person was in that. And trust me, my theater was pretty full. Not a single I looked around. I was the only one in there. So, you need to, please tell people that you got post-credit scenes. Alright, so, the animation was good. The voice cast did fine. It did have a little bit of flaws. I never got bored throughout the movie. But I did find it dragging. I would say from the 20-minute mark to about the 40-minute mark, it was dragging a little bit. And then it was the pacing was bad throughout that part, and the story was pretty simple. So I'm not gonna give it a perfect rating. If I give it a rating, I'm gonna let you know my percentage. I'm gonna let you know my grade. I'm gonna let you know my percentage. I'm gonna let you know my stars, because that's what everybody's asking me to do lately. They'll see my, oh, do I give it an A, B, C? And they're like, well, what stars would you give? I'll give you everything, okay? So in realm of grade, I'm going to give it a B. I think it's fine. It's passable for a Mario movie. I think it was a little too short. You could have pushed it to 2 hours. I think 2 hours would have been fine. Maybe an hour and 45 minutes. I think it's just north of an hour and 30 minutes, if not an hour and 35 minutes. It's not a very long movie at all, and it's a fun movie. It's a movie I definitely would watch again if it was on. Would I buy it? I would buy it for to watch with my family. It wouldn't be something I would want to watch all the time, like, rewatchability. It's definitely rewatchable, but it's not something that I personally need. Like, it's, there's movies where it's like, oh, I gotta watch this again. No, I don't feel that way about this. You know what I'm saying? So. Okay, so I give it a B, a solid B, okay? Not a B plus, not a B minus, B. Just B. If I'm going to give it a percentage, I'm going to go ahead and give it 71%. It's passable. It's passable. I'm not going to give it a 90. I'm not going to give it anything in the 80s, because it wasn't phenomenal by any means. Like, and the 3D didn't impress me, so... Scratch that. I'll give it 76%. 76% because I like the soundtrack. I will go with the soundtrack. I will give it a 76% for the soundtrack. I will give you an extra 5 points for your soundtrack. Your soundtrack was great. And it's definitely one I would recommend downloading and listening to, because it's so fun. The soundtrack was my favorite part of the movie. I was loving the soundtrack throughout the whole thing. It was so fun to listen to. And especially as a fan of the game. Okay. And as a star rating, I'm giving it a 3.5. 3.5 star. So give it a 3.5 star. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a 76%. And I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. Okay? So Super Mario Brothers. And by the way, there was some jerk who said, well, Luigi's barely in the movie. That's why I didn't like it. Luigi is in at least 50 minutes of this movie, if not 40. Okay, he is in a bunch of this movie. Luigi is in plenty of this movie. If they go away from Luigi and put more focus on Mario, that's because... I'm going to let you figure it out. It says Super Mario Brothers on this shirt. Do you see Luigi at all? No. Do you know why? Because Super Mario is the most popular character. I'm going to tell you that. Okay? So that's probably why you don't see Luigi as much. Plus, he wasn't integral to the story at that point. He was somewhere else, and you'll see where. So I get mad at people like that. I was like, hey, you're bashing a movie for the wrong reason, man. If you're going to bash a movie, do what I did. Like, it was a little fast. And, they rushed it to get from point A to point B very quickly. They opened it up great. They moved it very quickly to get to the battle. It's fine for kids. For kids, it's fine. I believe in that. Like, if they were to do something like that with Avatar, oh no, that wouldn't fly with people. That's why Avatar was like 3 hours and 30 minutes long, man. Whoo! That new one anyway, The Way of the Water. Check out that review on my channel. So, guys, go and see Super Mario Brothers. I would recommend getting it, or at least renting it when it comes out. It's definitely a fun movie, man. If you're a fan of the games, you're going to appreciate this movie. You're going to like the movie. The movie's okay. It's not bad by any means at all. Like, people were wondering, oh, this looks so bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a fun movie to watch, okay? You're at least going to have a good time when you watch it. Your kids are definitely going to have a good time. It's a funny movie. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. All right? It's not great. It's not fantastic. It's a good movie. I would just put it that way. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. It's for kids, for families. All right? So, no bashing of the movie, because the movie doesn't need to be bashed. It's fine. All right? So, like, subscribe, favorite, and as always, this is TCT signing off. Have a great day, everybody. I see you guys again next time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000, guys, so let's get to 1,000, all right? Here we go!